Man. First things first, congratulations to the Ole Miss, man. You guys dominated. You absolutely came to our place and ran us out of our own building. I was dead wrong. I was dead freaking wrong. I said in this game that I thought that this game was going to be close, no matter what. And I said that South Carolina had a chance to win. Boy, was I stupid. Oh, man, what was I smoking? And I said that South Carolina, I thought, was good enough to compete with most teams they play. Well, they weren't competitive today. 27-3. Absolutely dominated by Ole Miss. And I'll tell you what. Give Ole Miss credit, because all the narrative was last week after they lost to Kentucky was, oh, they're down bad. Ole Miss is frauds. They're not going to win their game. You know, all that crap. They came out and they handled business in Columbia. Shut all that noise up. A statement win for Ole Miss and a great bounce back. If you're a Rebel fan, this is a great bounce back. So congratulations. Hats off to the Rebels. That was tough. And, South Carolina's offense, completely non-existent in this football game. I said in the video, and it's true, Ole Miss has one of the best defenses in the country, and I think it showed. But unfortunately, the offensive struggles, with all the struggles on the offensive side of the ball, there was no way they were ever going to get anything going against Ole Miss's pass rush. None. I mean, it was painful to watch. And get this, guys. As absolutely terrible as South Carolina's offense looked, somehow they had more first downs in rushing yards than Ole Miss. Ain't no way. You look at that score, ain't no way. But yeah. South Carolina had more first downs in rushing yards than Ole Miss. Just a brutal, non-competitive football game by South Carolina. And you know what? I'm not as surprised as most people think. I'm not. And I'm also not as upset as most people think I would be. Because if I'm being honest with you, the fact that after everything that's happened in the last 10 days, that I'm able to even watch football, I am very grateful and fortunate to even be able to watch a single quarter of a football game right now because of everything that's happened. There are people who unfortunately have no power, no water, again, no electricity, no home, and none of that. So I'm not going to say my life sucks because South Carolina lost to Ole Miss. Absolutely not. There are worse things that could be happening right now for me and the Gamecocks. But it is a tough loss. It's not one you want. This is not how you wanted South Carolina to come out and look. Make this make sense for me. Guys. South Carolina steamrolls Kentucky. Kentucky beats Ole Miss. Ole Miss steamrolls South Carolina. How does that make sense? Oh, I get it. It's South Carolina football. That's how it makes sense. God, man. Brutal loss. And, the harsh reality is, this is only the beginning of a brutal stretch. Are we looking at another winless October for South Carolina football? Are we? Yeah, Bama next. Bama. Oh, God. I want to laugh at Bama so bad, but, they just lost to Vanderbilt, which, by the way, credit to Vandy. That is the biggest win in Vanderbilt history, and I feel incredibly happy for them. For everything that Vandy has went through, throughout not just the last whatever years, but their entire history, for them to beat the number one team in the country at home in Alabama, that has got to feel good. I can't be more happier for Vanderbilt, and maybe that's a big reason why this loss doesn't hurt so bad. But here's the unfortunate part. Oh, God. South Carolina's got to play Alabama after that. And they had to play Ole Miss after they lost to Kentucky. Ole Miss responded. And if we're being brutally honest with ourselves, I expect nothing less than for Alabama to respond in a big way in Tuscaloosa. Then you got to play on the road to Oklahoma. I know Oklahoma doesn't look spectacular, but is anyone going to pick South Carolina to win that game? OU's offense sucks. Well, our offense don't look much better. Yeah, Texas A&M came out here and absolutely throttled Missouri, which, by the way, Missouri, not really that good this year. They're not that good. I don't know what that was that we saw last year, but it looks like it's back to being irrelevant for Missouri. We'll meet you there, Missouri. We've been here for a long time. We'll be here for more years to come. So, yeah. It just, man. You would hope. I didn't expect South Carolina to win this game. I didn't. I picked us to lose for a reason. But I at least thought this game was going to be competitive. I really did. I guess I was smoking crack mixed with whatever freaking drugs you want to put in there, because this was absolutely, this wasn't close. It wasn't entertaining for a moment. Just abysmal. Abysmal. And that's not what you wanted to see at all. Not what you wanted to see at all. But again, credit to Ole Miss. They responded. They did what they needed to do. What do good teams do? What do great teams do? I'm not calling Ole Miss great, but what do good teams do after an embarrassing loss? They respond. That's what Ole Miss did. And, I guess if there is one positive thing, it's that, Antoine Wells didn't do a darn thing in this game. Didn't do anything in this football game at all. So, I guess that's a good one. But what does that matter? What does that matter? I mean, South Carolina still got absolutely destroyed at home by Ole Miss. So, doesn't matter for anything. But again, good game to the Rebels. You guys dominated. You handled business. You responded. And it's another brutal October for South Carolina. Can the Gamecocks respond from this and pull some magic out of their sleeves against the Tide or the Sooners? I don't know. We'll see, but this was very disappointing. I mean, not even competitive. There's no excuse for that. No fight in this offense whatsoever. None. No spark. You could get absolutely nothing going, but yet somehow you had 19 first downs. So great. You had 19 first downs, but none of that resembled in any way on the scoreboard. So what good was that? My God, man. Whatever. Got to move on. Congrats to Ole Miss. Congrats to Vandy. And congrats to everyone else who actually managed to win their football game and compete this weekend.